Well, this is pretty surprising, but the Skeleton Crew, we're getting a lot more information. So now we know when it's coming out and a little bit more about the story. So if you don't want any spoilers for Skeleton Crew, then look away. But we've been able to look at a few photos and a few comments about what the cast and crew are up to. So basically, this is what it is. It's kind of a Spielberg Goonies style adventure. It apparently is being timed for Christmas. So the series will premiere in early December. But if you're an American, you know, oh, that's going to lead up to Christmas. So we're just going to have weeks of fun and adventure. Apparently, these kids got lost, and Jude Law, who is a force user of some kind, is going to help them on their trek, and they're going to learn some life lessons. So it apparently will be kind of a PG Star Trek. Is this going to ruin or destroy the Star Wars? Well, if you really know Star Wars, you know that the Ewoks were very controversial when they came out with Return of the Jedi, that Lucas was making it too much for the kids. And apparently there was a movie released, and I grew up in the 80s. I don't remember this thing at all. I don't remember this thing ever coming out. But apparently they've done this before of having a very childish kind of Star Wars, being very explicit about being for the kids. It looks pretty good. I will say this, that there's apparently a Max Rebo alien. Yes, it is from his species, but that kid or that actor looks a little weird. I guess it's the snout. I would have preferred they really copy the design from Return of the Jedi, but apparently there is an earlier design of Max Rebo where he doesn't have hands or arms. So there you go. So it's a bit of a compromise from the other designs. I wish they kept the classic design, but that is me. So it'll basically just be what it is, a 1980s Goonies style adventure. Some people are already complaining that for some of the speeder bikes, they have tassels. Apparently, we can't have tassels in Star Wars. I think that's a pretty weird nitpick to get focused on. And they are promising a lot of nostalgia. So we are going to be seeing some of the older characters and even some of the newer characters show up. How they will pop up, we don't know. So we'll even apparently there's going to be a droid character too, kind of cranky old droid, and he'll be helping out the kids. So it seems like a very standard, generic way of doing Star Wars. I'm not familiar with any of these child actors, and obviously this is building upon things like Stranger Things, E.T. There's a lot of calls to get E.T. back. And I should love all this stuff because I usually do like these kind of adventure stories, coming of age tales. But again, The Acolyte has made you worried that quality control has suffered. Now, The Acolyte did have a few good things, good music, good action scenes. I assume the same will be here, but other aspects have been alarmingly weak. And although I do like Jude Law, I did not like him in Captain Marvel. I thought he just wasted his talent there. I'm a little mixed where we're going, but so far so good. And apparently Bryce Howard will be doing some episodes, and she has a pretty good directing style. I do like what she's done with Star Wars up to date, but again, Star Wars keeps changing around all the time, so whether they're going to maintain the quality they had with the early Mando seasons, that remains to be seen. They've also confirmed that this will take place after Return of the Jedi. It does hook up with the Mando timeline, so I would put strong money that Mando and Grogu are going to show up in some way or form. But again, this is very low stakes. This is just what it is. It's just fluffy fun for the whole kids, and they've also released the names. I'm not impressed. Wim, Neil, Guzar, and the droid is called SM something or other. Nothing too great to be excited for, but nothing too bad either. The CGI still looks a little rough, so hopefully it'll be polished before they put it out. I do get a couple of prequel vibes with the way the technology is being used, but not the good prequel vibes. So it does look a little cheap and kind of silly in a few places, but maybe that's intentional. Again, this is being helmed by John Watts, who did the Spider-Man trilogy. I'm not a big fan of that trilogy, but I can't deny they did have some great moments there. Although, again, visually, yeah, the CGI Spider-Man still looks really fake. But again, they did have some really great moments. And good or bad, the cameos were well handled in Spider-Man No Way Home. If they're going to have cameos here, at least that may be very well done too. And again, I gotta admit, I did like seeing Tobey Maguire, so maybe we'll see Luke, Han, or Leia, or some other big OT characters drop by. So some stuff to be excited for, but I don't know. It's a big question mark. Again, it is the Acolyte effect that I'm a little nervous where they're going to go with this, but it looks more good than bad. But still, yeah, gonna have to wait for the teaser to see if this is really worth checking out. And that is Skeleton Crew, the latest in the Star Wars.